Hello and welcome to the Winning Post, brought to you by Delton Casinos in association with the Serum Institute of India. Well, while the rain gods played havoc back in India, they decided to stay away right here at Kranji, where we were looking to make history at the Longines Singapore Gold Cup. Would a horse win the first ever Triple Crown? Let's find out how it all worked out.
Winning the Triple Crown in Singapore has become somewhat an impossible task to accomplish. Since its inception, not a single horse has made a clean sweep of this prestigious series, which consists of the Kranji Mile, the Raffles Cup and the Singapore Gold Cup. Not a single horse has won all three races in a calendar year.
Crash back there, racing in
The only horse to have come very close was Smart Bet, who won all the three races, but over a span of 2 years. The Mohammad Yusuf trained champion landed the Kranji Mile in 2001 before winning the Raffles Cup and the Singapore Gold Cup a year later.
Smart Bet striking diamond and lead to victory last of all. Thunder Away and Smart Bet. Smart Bet is coming at Thunder Away, the lightweight and the heavyweight. It's Thunder Away on the inside. He's drawn a half a length in front. Smart Bet's raising an effort. He's coming at Thunder Away. He's levelled up the big guy. Smart Bet moved up. He's joined Thunder Away. He's poked his nose in front. He's going to win the Gold Cup. Yes, Smart Bet does it. Smart Bet first, Thunder Away second.
The Longines Singapore Gold Cup is the most grueling of the three runs, as it is over a 2,200 metre trip. Hideyuki Takaoka is the only trainer in the past 10 years of this race's running who has won it a record 4 times. His charge, El Dorado, won 3 of those 4 runnings in 2008, 2009 and 2011, partnered all 3 times by jockey R. Stewart.
To be around about midfield as they thunder out of the straight. 7 or 8 lengths top to bottom in the Gold Cup, coming towards the long bend. Plenty of chances, 300 to go. Ribeiro and Jade, Trigger Express, El Dorado, Chevron, and the Hornet starting to wind up on the outside. Jade and El Dorado, Chevron on the outside with the Hornet. It's Jade just in front, coming home is El Dorado. El Dorado, he's a half a length in front of Chevron as they reach the wire, and El Dorado wins the Cup.
El Dorado's run in the 2009 edition also set the record for the fastest race time at 2 minutes 14.8 seconds.
Royal Star and also Jade is pressing on from an outside barrier. El Dorado goes up on the outside, puts his head in front of Given Vision. Big Maverick through on the rails, then Desert Links and Marco Kid on the outside. El Dorado's in front and he burned it away. Given Vision in second placing, then Desert Links and Marco Kid, but El Dorado, it's gold, gold, gold. A length and a half on Given Vision, Desert Links third.
The 4th time that the trainer won this race was with Better Life in 2012, who had Alan Munro guiding him home.
Going forward and Flax is rolling up there. Mitre Peak's just kicking forward inside of him and Cash Luck goes forward. Zoomed up on the outside. Deep Pockets and Morris Trillo come from the back. Better Life in front in the Cup. Deep Pockets getting there on the outside. Morris Trillo running on. Better Life in front. Deep Pockets. Morris Trillo trying to get there. But another one for the Master Takaoka. And Better Life won the Cup by a length over Morris Trillo and Deep Pockets. Ready now.
Another illustrious horse who stamped his name on the honour roll here was Trapias from Michael Friedman's yard, who scored a triumphant win in this race last year with Tommy Berry in the saddle.
On the outside, Dujardin trying to be restrained. Trapias is out deeper. It's Iraqi Karako in front. Super 97 Dragonfly. Trapias flies down the outside. Trapias goes to Iraqi Karako and lands the Cup. Trapias from last wins it from Iraqi Karako.
While the horses are in the parade ring for the Longines Singapore Gold Cup, will War of Fame make history? Let's go see how they're looking.
This This year's renewal of Singapore's richest domestic race saw a 16-horse field of the best horses. First up in the ring was the Alvin Tan-trained War Affair, ridden by Danny Beasley. He was followed by the David Hill-trained Flax, partnered by Du Plessis. Up next was the Pat Shaw-trained Lazar, ridden by Baron Voster. Followed by Step It Up, saddled by Laurie Laxton, ridden by David Flores. His stablemate Goodman came next, with Craig Newitt on his back. Steve Burridge's charge Wild Geese came next, with Alan Munro holding his reins. Then came Bruce Marsh's runner Knight's Command, with Zuriman on his back. Laurie Laxton's third runner Martin followed, with I Saifuddin in the saddle. Steve Burridge-trained Goliath came next, with Harry Kasim holding his reins. Defending champion Trapias from Michael Friedman's yard was next, with Tommy Berry back in the saddle. Followed by Pat Shaw-trained Emperor's Banquet and Quechua, ridden by Naresh Jaglal and Corey Brown respectively. Then came Cheetah on Fire with Lisa Allpress holding his reins, followed by the Desmond Coe-trained City Lad, partnered by Evaldo Santana in the saddle. Rounding up the field were the two Laxton runners, Ideal Guide and Valbuena, partnered by Reuven and I Azar respectively. War Affair, Goodman, Step It Up, Knight's Command, Lizard, Goliath, Trapias, Flax and Wild Geese were all coming into the contest, having run the second leg of the Triple Crown, where War Affair was first and the remainder had followed at 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 12th and 13th respectively.
The stretch in the Raffles Cup, 400 metres to go and Goodman is the leader. Now Beasley let rip with War Affair. He's out in the middle. He's running on very strongly. They've dropped off, Step It Up. Then Lazar, City Lad, Peaceful Warrior, Johnny Guitar. But War Affair breezed by Goodman inside the final 200 metres. Battling away strongly is Step It Up with the Triple Crown. Dream is alive. War Affair is going to thrash them in the Raffles Cup. War Affair for Danny Beasley wins it by 5. He's down over Goodman.
They were all coming into the race looking at beating War Affair, who had already secured the first two legs of the Triple Crown and would be looking at making it a clean sweep this time out. However, he was carrying top weight of 58 kilos and would jump from barrier number 12, adding to all the pressure he was already under. Goodman, Step It Up and Knight's Command were all carrying less weight this time around, 4.5 and 8 kilos respectively, but would be tested over the additional trip, which would test their stamina to the hilt.
Couldn't be happier with both horses going into this race. They're both fit very well. They've got good draws. I'm confident they'll stay the distance. At the end of the day, now that the test is if they're good enough. But in saying that, Cheetah on Fire has done everything right going into the race. I find it hard to split them really. So hope my judgment is good and they'll be there at the finish.
Lizard, Goliath, Trapias, City Lad, Flax and Wild Geese too were carrying less this time around, 4.5, 8, 6.5, 1 and 6 kilos less respectively, but had drawn wide, making their hopes for a better result an uphill task, especially for Trapias, who had won this race the last time around.
Oh, look, I think he's in good form. I think he's one of those horses that there's so few suitable races on the program for him, and he's not a weight for age horse. And in handicaps, normally domestically here, we end up with a few runners. So, you know, he ends up with 58, 59 on his back. So I think the 2200 under handicap conditions, you know, obviously suits him. If there was a little bit of rain about, that may help him a little bit more. We've got a bad barrier to overcome, obviously. But he'll be getting back and hopefully running on strong.
Yeah, look, Goliath, he's not proven on the turf, we know that, but his last couple of runs haven't been too bad, especially the last run. So, I mean, look, there's only one Singapore Gold Cup a year, so he was fit and he's well, so we thought the owner, Wang Fei, had said he'd like to run, have a runner in the Cup, so we've put him in. Never know. I would have probably preferred a little bit of rain. The other horse, Wild Geese, well, he's just a tryer. He tries his heart out. He's always been an honest horse and he's got no weight on his back and he's racing quite consistently, so you never know. But he's a very honest horse.
Quechua, Cheetah on Fire, Emperor's Banquet, Balbuena and Martin had faced off in the El Dorado Classic Open over 2,200 metres on the 26th of October, where Quechua had secured second consecutive victory and the remainder had followed at 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 11th respectively.
Sonny coming to the outside with Valbuena. 450 metres to go in the Eldorado Classic, and Brilliant Deal still the leader. Now out in the middle, Keshwa comes after it very quickly. Cheetah on Fire looking for room behind them, followed by Emperor's Banquet. Down the outside is Dujardin. Valbuena from a long way back. Keshwa's found the leader fair way from home at the 150. Cheetah on Fire trying to rally through on the inside, but Keshwa is nicely clear. Cheetah on Fire begins to run on strongly, but Keshwa too good for them. Keshwa's going to win the Eldorado by 3.
Keshwa held the advantage over the rest here, having already been victorious on the same trip and carrying 1.5 kilos less on this occasion.
Yeah, I got a very good chance with Quetch. The only thing is the barrier draw. We've got to get over the barrier draw 15. Lazar's in the same position as him. A lot older though, old campaigner. First time a little bit of weight off his back, so I think he could run a big race.
Cheetah on Fire and Emperor's Banquet could hope for a better result this time out, considering each was carrying 3 and 5.5 kilos less respectively and had drawn favourably at 4 and 1.
And obviously a horse like Emperor's Banquet, he ran well in his last two race, but this is a much harder race, and hopefully he stays out the distance.
Valbuena was receiving half a kilo but was drawn at 3. Martin, who was last here in the Kranji Mile, would have to produce his best form yet to be able to match up to the others in the field.
Valbuena ran 4th. He won the Avondale Guineas in New Zealand, so prior to coming here, Martin will appreciate any given the ground, and he'll stay the trip.
Ideal Guide was the only outsider here. He had, however, won his previous start, the Open Benchmark 67, over 1,400 metres on the turf on the 7th of November.
Running on stoutly now is Golden Curl. Rusty Brown stays to the fence. Seabrose finishing on and Exquisitely Sweet down the outside, but it's Ideal Guide the leader. 220 metres to go. Exquisitely Sweet comes at it. Seabrose with the lightweight trying to finish on, but Ideal Guide nicely clear. Exquisitely Sweet trying to get there. Seabrose finishes well, but Ideal Guide, another one for Laxon, and Ideal Guide with Beasley combining wins by a length and a half.
He was racing in fine company this time around and was stepping up in trip as well, so he would have to give it his all.
I like Ideal Guide a bit, although he's just a young horse on the way up.
Well, Warfare for me is the horse that everyone will have to beat. He is carrying top weight. He's never been over this trip before, and history is against him because no horse has ever won the Singapore Triple Crown. But I think he's the horse that everyone has to follow. He's still maturing, and I think he's still getting better. On that note, we'll take a short break and come back here on Winning Post Asia. It's the Longines Singapore Gold Cup. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Winning Post, and if you've just joined us, we are in Singapore for what could be a historical moment. War Affair is bidding to become the first horse ever in history to win the Triple Crown. Let's go over to the start and find out whether this champion was good enough to defeat all before him.
Flax goes in while Geese about to take up a spot, so we're almost set. Just about ready to run in the Longines Singapore Gold Cup. Gates are fully loaded. Moving up on the inside is Emperor's Banquet. They're right to go. All set. Gates back. Racing in the Longines Singapore Gold Cup, and away quickly Goodman. And also step it up, Emperor's Banquet over on the inside. An Ideal Guide commenced well. Keshwa's a little deep going into the first corner. Knight's Command a little keen between horses. Cheetah on Fire just off them, followed by Flax. Valbuena kicked through on the inside. War Affair, the favourites, trapped out a little deep into the first corner. Flax went forward inside of him. They were followed by Martin. Then Wild Geese, Goliath, Trapeus over on the inside. Lazar went back. And last of all is City Lad as they race towards the back straight. 1,600 metres to go in the cup, and Goodman takes over. Led from Keshwa. Well, from a wide draw, he's got to cross into a great position. Over on the inside then is Emperor's Banquet, followed by Ideal Guide, who's getting a little keen and moving up on the outside. They were followed by Knight's Command. Over on the inside, Cheetah on Fire, followed by Step It Up in a fairly good position, although caught out 3 wide. Next of all is Flax, then Valbuena. They were followed by War Affair, 3 deep, but with cover now. Over on between horses is Martin, followed by Trapeus, then Wild Geese, Goliath. Well back was Lazar, and back at the tail of proceedings is City Lad. So they're about to work off the back halfway, 1,100 metres to go. Goodman for Craig Newitt shows the way in the cup as they turn off the back, followed by Keshwar up on the outside in second. Ideal Guide a shade wide, still a little keen, followed by Emperor's Banquet. Next of all then is Cheddar on Fire. Over between horses then is Knight's Command, Step It Up, Valbuena, War Affair. He's about to go up on the outside. They were followed by Trapeus, sneaking through nearer the fence, followed by Martin. Wild Geese, well back is Flax, then came Lazar trying to make a long run. Well back is Goliath as they turn in, and last of all is City Lad. Top of the straight, Goodman is the leader. Going up on the outside to test him now is Keshwar as they turn in. Over on the inside, Cheddar on Fire. War Affair comes at him out in the middle of the track, followed by Trapeus. He's running on strongly behind them. Keshwar went to a narrow lead. Cheddar on Fire, Trapeus, Goodman. War Affair finding the weight a little bit too much. It's Keshwar in front. Cheddar on Fire, Trapeus running on his Emperor's Banquet. War Affair near the end. Keshwar just in front. Cheddar on Fire driving through on the inside. Emperor's Banquet late, but Keshwar for Corey Brown takes the cup. Keshwar wins it from Emperor's Banquet. Close up on the inside.
Well, obviously, Corey rode a crack of a race. He put him in the position. He knew Goodman was going to go, obviously, because that we worked out during the week. Goodman will go. He knows the horse, and obviously he knew he had to follow him. And like I say, he got him over there very easy. And once he got him over there, I was very confident, because I knew when it comes into the straight, he'll give a kick. Yeah, no, I'm very happy. I've done it before in this race with Mr. Lion Warren. I won 2 there, and we rise to the occasion, which is very, very, very nice. So always makes it easier.
Look, I ended up having a great run. Although I drew a bad barrier, I settled out of the straight probably 4 wide, but once I got across outside of Goodman, I was fairly confident. He travelled really well. He got a little bit keen down past the 1200, but I reckon one behind him might have galloped on him and he got a bit aggressive from the whack on the back. But look, once I got him settled down past 1100, I thought he's the best horse in the race with no weight, so I was happy with the position. And Goodman towed me everywhere I needed to go, so I felt the winner a long way out, but it was just relieving to get him over the post first. It is really good because I call Singapore home now, so to get the Group 1 monkey off me back's great.
An incredible result out there. Pat Shaw 1-2. We'll take a short break right here on Winning Post Asia. We'll come back with a look at how it happened. Well, Kohecha it is. You can hear the shouts behind me. Tremendous result out here. There's different ways and places in which this race was won and lost, but basically you heard Corey Brown say how he followed what he believed was the right horse home, and I think that counted for a lot. Talking about the favorite War Affair, I just think he got trapped very wide, and at the turn he just had to swing extremely wide to come home and just ran out of gas at the top of his run, or at the tail of his run I should say. Full marks to the winner. He won his last race impressively, and he's come out and proved that he is a horse that over this trip is capable of a lot to give. Not to mention the fact that the second, third and fourth, the fourth was of course the defending champion who's run a big race, probably the biggest race of his year so far. It's time now for us to go ahead to the presentation.
Joining us on stage today, Mr. Tan Guang Ching, Chairman of the Singapore Turf Club, Mr. Moses Lee, Chairman of the Tote Board, Mr. Juan Carlos Capelli, Vice President and Head of International Marketing from Longines International, Mr. Eddie Pang, Longines Ambassador for Elegance, and Mr. Samuel Yong, Vice President, Longines Singapore. It's now my pleasure to invite Mr. President to present the trophies for the Longines Singapore Gold Cup of 2014. The winning owner, trainer and jockey will also receive the Longines Conquest Classic compliments of Longines. The Gold Cup this year going the way of Keshwar, raced by Avengers Stable. Please make welcome Emily Huang. Well done to Emily and everyone involved with Avengers Stable, putting so much time and effort into racing here in Singapore. And today, They win big time with Quechua, the horse from Argentina, coming over and taking the Longines Singapore Gold Cup. Emily will also receive a Longines Conquest Classic from Mr. Juan Carlos Capelli. Congratulations to Avengers Stable. What a terrific horse. He's won 3 in a row and today he takes out the Group 1. Our congratulations go to Emily Huang and everyone associated with Avengers Stable. It's Quechua's Gold Cup in 2014. The winning trainer, Pat Shaw. Well done to Pat, having a golden day here in Singapore today. He's been a leading trainer here for many, many years. And he receives the trophy from the President. Well done to Patrick. And Pat will also receive a Longines Conquest Classic from Juan Carlos Capelli. Terrific training performance here. The horse who's not been in Singapore for all that long, but his last couple of runs have been fantastic. He's gone win-win and then today a win in a big Group 1, the Longines Singapore Gold Cup. Congratulations go to Pat Shaw. Well, this man had to make a big decision between Goodman and Quechua. The jockey, Corey Brown, he chose correctly. And he gave it a terrific ride as well. Congratulations to Corey Brown. He's been in Singapore for a little while now, Corey, but he's cracked the big time here today, taking out the biggest domestic race. And Corey will also receive a Longines Conquest Classic from Juan Carlos Capelli. Congratulations to Corey Brown. A lot of hard work going in to make the lightweight during the week, and Corey and the horse have done the rest today. That's it for the presentation after the running of the Longines Singapore Gold Cup of 2014. Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, Mr. Capelli, as well. Our congratulations go to all the winners after the running of the Longines Singapore Gold Cup, and we invite all on stage to remain on stage for a group photo.
What a wonderful result it's been here at the Longines Singapore Gold Cup. You can see the celebrations happening out here. You must be thrilled.
It's ecstatic. I mean, it's like when I saw Quechua just kick it off, I'm like, that's it, he's going to win. And I was jumping up and down. It wasn't very glamorous.
Well, you look very glamorous now, glamorous in victory. That's all we have on this episode. Thank you so much for joining me. And till I see you next time, may the horse be with you. It certainly was with you.
Very much.